Hey, welcome to Coffee and Chatter. You're watching the Vaccine Chronicles, and I call this one Vaccine Passports or Show Me Your Papers, Schweinhund. Okay, so the whole argument against coerced vaccines, because the vaccines are experimental, is a smokescreen. If you're using that as the basis for an argument against the vaccines, you're being played. So, are the vaccines experimental and authorized only under EUA, emergency use authorization by the FDA? Yeah, absolutely. And yes, that is illegal, or at least unethical and immoral under the dictates of the Nuremberg Code. But additionally, it's true also that the allowance of vaccines in the experimental stage, as they are only to be authorized in the absence of alternative treatments. Hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, the use of steroids to treat COVID infection, all have shown promise in treatment, but in a sense have been deemed illegal. Physicians have been threatened not to prescribe them. In fact, anyone suggesting such treatments is usually canceled, no matter who they are. So there's also all that in consideration of the immoral and unethical use of the experimental COVID vaccines. I get it. But get this, FDA approval is just around the corner. It's going to come. Then what? What of the argument against coerced vaccines that is based on the status of the vaccine? What of them? Boom, it evaporates. Poof, goes up in smoke. That argument no longer holds. And if that's the basis of your argument for not getting it, it ain't going to hold any water. Mark this down, right? The whole push for vaccines is really nothing more than a push for vaccine passports. As I stated earlier, show me your papers, Schweinhund. The passport is the next step in establishing full control of the population, the unwashed masses, so to speak. So, let's make a list here. Remove the right to free speech. Remove the right to keep and bear arms, which is the only defense against the removal of our other right, natural rights. Remove the right to be safe and unmolested in one's own home. Remove the right to due process. Swamp the system with massive unconstitutional regulations and overreach. Turn people against one another over the issue of the unvaccinated, putting everyone else in danger. Ludicrous on its face, since the highest incidence of the spread at this point is among the vaccinated. And finally, make vaccination mandatory for all with issuance of papers that prove such status. Maybe you remember where this comes from. I've kind of edited for my own use. Cue up the eerie music in the background. There is nothing wrong with your eyesight and hearing. Do not attempt to adjust your vision or hearing. We are controlling all messaging. If we wish to make your life miserable, we will do so. If we wish to isolate you, we will do so. We will control what you see. We will control what you hear. We can change the focus of your life to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, you have no control of what you see or hear or think anymore. We will control all of that. Do not attempt to gain control of your own life. That would be unwise. Look, but do not touch. Touch, but do not taste. Taste, but do not swallow. Show me your papers, Schweinhund. Hey, thanks for listening.